Coming up on Mountain News at 6, a Pike County man is indicted on multiple charges following an incident where he was accused of killing his own mother. And 2 lawmakers in our area are tabbed as chair and co-chair of the State Senate Judiciary Committee.
Cold is the word as temperatures are in the low to mid 20s right now, but we are going to warm up. Details on that in a few minutes.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
A Pike County grand jury indicted a man on several charges. Alex Uhas was charged with the murder of his own mother, Paulette Mullins, back in October. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox takes a closer look at the new indictment.
Alex Uhas was indicted on 1 count of murder, 2 counts of terroristic threatening, and 1 count of assault.
Now, the terroristic threatening 3rd degree and the assault 3rd degree are misdemeanors. The murder charge is a capital offense.
Uhas is accused of murdering his mother, Paulette Mullins, at a home on Old Wagner Station Road. Police said they were in a standoff lasting several hours with Uhas before he was arrested. Officials are still working to collect evidence from the incident.
There's a lot of evidence that's in the laboratory now that we'll have to wait on to get the information from that, like DNA evidence and ballistic testing.
Sloan says the murder charge could lead to life or 20 to 50 years in prison. The death penalty would not be applicable.
In order to be a death penalty punishable or life without the possibility of parole for 25 years, there has to be enhancements, and such as in a burglary or something like that.
Uhas will next appear in Pike County Circuit Court for an arraignment. A date for the appearance has not yet been set. In Pike County, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
Alex Uhas is being held at the Pike County Detention Center. After an arraignment, a pretrial conference will be scheduled in the case. In Laurel County, a man is charged with attempted murder. On Tuesday, police say 40-year-old Tim Robinson is suspected of going to another person's home and shooting them in the face, causing serious injuries. Robinson left the scene, but police later found him off Branch Road East, leading to his arrest. He was taken to the Laurel County Correctional Center. Some people in several Laurel County neighborhoods are on edge after a number of porch thefts and people stealing from mailboxes. People in the Spring Gate and Stony Brook subdivisions say the crimes happen late at night or early in the morning. Surveillance Ring doorbell cameras even picked up a group of at least 3 people walking and one seen running up to a door only to turn and go the other way. Police say this is typical criminal activity this time of year.
I think people are having more packages delivered to their front porches. They're having smaller packages shipped to them, postal service, and definitely because of the time of the year, it has increased that in our area.
In addition to the porch and mailbox thefts, some people also said someone took Christmas decorations and smashed them in the road and caused other acts of vandalism. A Floyd County man is facing charges after he was found tangled in a plastic wrap. Yesterday, police received a call from a woman at a home in Grethel who says she thought her son was trying to break into her home. After investigating the case, police found Darvin Shepard, who had been wrapped in plastic. Police later found what was suspected to be meth in Shepard's coat pocket. Shepard was charged with burglary and possession of a controlled substance.
It's a chilly Thursday night across eastern Kentucky. We're seeing temperatures in the low 20s, and with that wind staying out of the northwest, that feels like temperature, oh, it's in the teens. We're at 23 in Hazard, 21 Pikeville. London's at 23, but no matter how you slice and dice, it is just downright cold. Feels like 17 in Hazard. 11 is the feels like temperature in Pikeville, 13 in London. All is quiet on live pinpoint Doppler radar, seeing a few little flakes being picked up on the Louisville radar there, but all in all, we're staying mainly quiet. We'll see temperatures staying in the low 20s, even upper teens as we go throughout the overnight hours. We'll drop to 16 for the overnight low, and here's how we get there. We'll see temperatures around 22 by the 10 o'clock hour, 20 by 4 a.m. When you wake up in the morning, temperatures in the low to mid teens. We'll greet you. Now, coming up in the First Alert forecast, we're talking temperatures in the mid to upper 50s. Some places maybe flirting with 60, and I'll tell you when in just a few minutes. Steve.
Eric, thank you. A pair of first responders are rallying behind a volunteer firefighter after his own home burned down yesterday. WYMT's Madison Carmouche spoke to them about lending a helping hand.
In the blink of an eye, Jamie Gayhart and his family's lives changed forever.
Last night, all he had on was the clothes he had on from work. That's all he had. They have nothing else.
Assistant Chief of Lotts Creek VFD Danny Miller and his son Daniel immediately began thinking of how to help their friend during this time.
Normally your volunteer guys are out of the spotlight and you don't really hear about them. So when something happens to one of them, you know, they don't have that money coming in to rebuild everything, so they need all the help they can get.
The father-son duo is helping collect donations of clothes and money for the family.
Really anything could help. They don't have a house, they don't have any clothes, they lost their dogs. They're pretty much starting fresh.
For nearly 10 years, Jamie voluntarily answered the call on people's worst day. And Wednesday, his Lotts Creek family answered his call.
Jamie's a volunteer. You don't get paid. He's the one you always see on scene helping other people, so it's kind of a different situation when you see him suffering because he's just always helping everybody else.
Miller says Jamie is the kind of person to put others above himself, so it is easy to return the favor.
Especially anybody like that that'll volunteer their time and, you know, risk their life for free. That speaks volumes about a person.
The American Red Cross provided Jamie and his family with more than $500 for a hotel. In Knott County, Madison Carmouche, WYMT Mountain News.
If you would like to donate, you can find more information in this story on our website. Addiction Recovery Care is closing more facilities. A spokesperson with ARC says they have temporarily closed at least 2 facilities, the Creekside facility in Knott County and Hazel Hills in Bath County. The spokesperson says they continue to face significant challenges due to reduction in state and payer reimbursement rates for addiction treatment and mental health services. Earlier this week, the Kentucky State Senate announced its 2025 committee chairs, vice chairs, and co-chairs. As WYMT's Amelia Lee explains, 2 Eastern Kentucky state senators will take the helm of multiple committees.
Natives of southeastern Kentucky, Senator Brandon Storm and Senator Philip Wheeler are no strangers to working alongside each other, having worked together on the Transportation Committee. In the next General Assembly, Senator Storm will serve as chair for the Senate Judiciary Committee, with Senator Wheeler serving as vice chair.
I just think it's awesome that Eastern Kentucky has had a chance to have a voice.
The Judiciary Committee oversees legal matters like civil and criminal laws, the court system, and more. This is why Senator Storm says it just makes sense for 2 practicing attorneys to head the important committee.
I've just, had a wide variety of litigation experience and seeing both sides to the story, both parties involved in a lawsuit or both parties involved in a criminal matter. I just think it gives me a wide skill set.
Senator Wheeler says the 2 have similar views and professional backgrounds.
So I think it's going to be a very colloquial relationship of 2 people who are actually familiar with the judicial system.
Storm says there will be a learning curve since the committee is losing Senator Westerfield, who was the Judiciary Chairman for 12 years. Wheeler has previously served as vice chair, making this transition easier.
I look forward to serving under Chairman Storm. He's a practicing attorney as well, very good friend.
I think we'll get along great. I think we're going to do some good things for Kentucky and for the children of Kentucky and for generations to come.
With a focus on southeastern Kentucky and all citizens throughout the Commonwealth.
No matter where you're from, no matter the challenges you may face, no matter the geographical challenges you may face, that if you work hard, you have integrity, that, the possibilities are endless. Just get in there and get to work.
In a statement from the Commonwealth of Kentucky Senate Majority Caucus, Senate President Robert Stivers says Storm is exceptionally qualified to lead this critical committee. Both senators say they are thankful to continue serving the Commonwealth and are working on their goals for this upcoming legislative session.
Amelia, thank you. The committee assignments will go into effect on January 7th, starting with the 2025 General Assembly. Last night at 11, we first told you about the death of former state lawmaker Albert Robinson. He was 85 and served many years in both the State House and Senate. Here's part of a statement from Senate President Robert Stivers about Robinson's death. Quote, Albert's unwavering commitment to his Christian faith and conservative principles was evident to all who knew and worked with him. Beyond his legislative and professional accomplishments, which were plentiful, Albert was a friend to many of us. His passion for his faith, family, and community will not be forgotten. The city of Somerset received a grant to improve the community's most in-demand transportation, walking. More than $1 million will go towards building a sidewalk on US 27. There will be more than 3,000 feet of sidewalk. It will begin at the intersection of US 27 and Realty Lane and continue to the intersection of US 27 and Washington Drive. Construction is expected to begin in 2025. We now know the funeral arrangements for former Exile band member and Hazard native Bernie Faulkner. Visitation for Faulkner will be on Monday from 10 a.m. until noon at Davidson Baptist Church. The funeral will take place at noon. A private burial will follow in Chavies. Faulkner was 77.
All right, we're seeing clear skies out there. Temperatures right now are in the teens and 20s, and we're going to continue to drop as we go throughout the overnight hours. Details on the first alert forecast in a few minutes.